All right, on to another issue that's killed hundreds of thousands of Americans, the opioid epidemic. Shortly after news dropped in this very hour yesterday that Purdue Pharma and its owners, the Sackler family, have reached a tentative deal to settle thousands of lawsuits brought by municipal and state governments, at least 20 state attorneys general say they're rejecting that deal, arguing it doesn't go far enough.
Among the 20 states that have not signed on to this framework, obviously Pennsylvania and other big states like New York, other hard-hit states are saying no because they realize this is absolutely inadequate. It is a slap in the face to the people who are suffering here in Pennsylvania and across the country. This is really a story about a bunch of greedy billionaires, and that is the Sackler family, the people that own Purdue, being unwilling to reach into their personal fortunes and pay for the damage that they've created here in Pennsylvania and across the country.
Now, the deal's still being worked out, but here's what we know about it so far. Under current terms, the Sackler family would give up control of Purdue Pharma. Purdue Pharma would then declare bankruptcy and be converted into a for-profit trust. A new company would be formed to continue selling OxyContin and other medication. Those profits would be used to pay the plaintiffs. The deal does not include any admission of wrongdoing, and the Sackler family would pay $3 billion in cash over 7 years. The deal is valued between $10 and $12 billion. The Sackler family said in a statement, quote, "This is the most effective way to address the urgency of the current public health crisis and to find real solutions, not endless litigation." My next guest says he's not satisfied with Purdue Pharma's position and is now preparing filings to sue the Sackler family directly. Joining me now, North Carolina Attorney General Josh Stein. Attorney General, good to see you. Talk to me about what is unsatisfactory about the proposed deal.
Sure, Ali. Pleasure to be with you. Understand the context here. We are in the deadliest drug epidemic in our nation's history, and the Sackler family and Purdue Pharma is as responsible or more responsible than any other family or company in creating this crisis. It is imperative that they help pay to clean it up, and there simply is not enough accountability in the proposed deal where their payment is secure enough for my satisfaction. And I've got to do whatever I can to fight for the people of North Carolina because too many individuals are dying, too many families are struggling, and too many communities are suffering. I talked
to Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania, Attorney General of Pennsylvania, earlier today, and I was asking him what success looks like to you, because there are a lot of Americans who would like the Sackler family to apologize, to take responsibility for this, to admit culpability. But really, your job and the job of many other attorneys general is to get the best settlement, to get the most money to solve this problem that has cost us possibly trillions of dollars. What does success look like?
Well, success to me would be where there is a security that the payment that they're promising will actually be made. But just by the way, in terms of your reporting, and this is something I think the Sacklers put out, this 10 to 12 billion figure, I have no idea where it came from. The numbers that anyone's talking about is about half of those numbers. So what is in the real cash is not in Purdue Pharma, it's in the Sackler family. They've orchestrated a scheme for a decade where they have sucked billions and billions and billions of dollars out of this company, leaving a carcass of a pharmaceutical company that they're content to simply throw into bankruptcy because they knew this day of reckoning was coming. They have to put up meaningful cash that's secured so that we know money will go to help treat people who are dying.
Do you think the threat of bankruptcy accelerated this deal? Because you don't seem to be interested in that. In other words, so what? That's not your problem. Let's go where the money is, and you believe that's with the Sackler family.
I think what the Sacklers were trying to do is to use bankruptcy to shield their personal assets. They themselves are not declaring bankruptcy. They have billions and billions of dollars. They're putting this carcass of a company into bankruptcy that's worth anywhere from $0 to $2 billion, depending on how things pan out. So they want to use the nation's laws to shield their wealth that they sucked out of the company, having made all this profit selling drugs to people in the United States. They need to put up real dollars, and we have to have certainty that that money is real.
Attorney General Josh Stein of North Carolina, thank you for joining me again, sir.
Ali, always a pleasure.
All right.